With that being said, once again, we welcome you to the GMAP Broadcast Network. My friend and my colleague right now, I tell you, he's actually becoming my colleague. So I'm not going to, like I said, prolong or procrastinate. I'm going to introduce and present to some. Ron is here with the. Hey, Ron, good afternoon, sir. How you doing?
I'm doing great, sir. How are you?
Oh, police, if you have to ask me, I must be slipping. Stop it. Stop it. Stop. I am outstanding. And I want to take time out to welcome you. Welcome to the GMAP Broadcast Network, GMAP1.com. And I'm excited for you. And make sure you tell your wife I said hello because we know the situation with that. You know, we don't want to have you sleep on the couch tonight. So, Outlast the storm. You know, Ron, I want you to just basically come on in, introduce yourself, kind of tell us who you are, tell us where you're from. Who is Ron? I mean, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, my name is Ron McElfresh. I'm a husband, father, grandfather, pastor, writer. I like to think of myself as a wordsmith on redemption with grit and grace. Um, I have a great family. We have three children, 10 grandchildren. We love hunting, fishing, hiking, and I love baking cookies and things with my grandchildren. My wife and I love that time, family time together. But just like many families, we face some trials in our life and moments that have tested our unity, and but in that it has also deepened our faith. There have been things about myself from my past that I've had to learn to overcome. Um, and throughout my 40 years of pastoral ministry, I've but also that counseling is included as I write about years. Um, a lot of people, they use a lot of professional counseling. There's nothing wrong with that, and I encourage that. But for me, it's been better for me to talk to God and allow the Holy Spirit to direct me when I see things in my life like anger or some other things, manipulation and stuff like that, that allow Him to start teaching me. And yes, I've read some books, but it's been the Holy Spirit that has done it. A lot of times people like to use self-talk to make changes to their life. I, self-talk can be somewhat humanistic. I prefer to allow the Holy Spirit to formulate the type of talking to myself that He wants me to have. So it's both talking to Him and talking to myself. And out of those changes is what I write about. I write about how He has changed me, the stories that I write about, or the stories that show how that His redemptive grace has changed me, which also I believe helps others. So I'm hoping that people will catch on to that and feel the conviction and feel the warmth and the wisdom, and and it will help them. Now,
Mm.
my wife and I live currently on 10 acres of 10.5 acres of, or 8.5 acres of farmland, and we tend to both an orchard, so I tend both orchard and soul, inviting readers to discover the power of reconciliation and redemption and God's enduring love.
Wow. You know, I'm excited about that. Now, I heard you did mention the word writing particularly. And of course, I don't want people to misunderstand that statement because when you say writing, there's not a physical book out there, but you're doing your writing where, and how can people go ahead and embark into what it is that you're writing?
Well, they can go to my website, ronmcalfreshwriter.com, and my blogs are on the website. There's also a newsletter which is called um, Whispers on the Wind. Just click on that, go down and to the bottom of it, sign up for my newsletter, and you'll be able to get each of the newsletters. I'm also on Facebook, and McElfresh Writer. If that doesn't work, then there's a long Facebook link, um, facebook.com /profile .php question ID equal 61573398184. So I don't know whether you can put that up on the chat or something like that, but they can have it. If they want to email me, it's ron@ronmcalfreshwriter.com.
Awesome. Now, I also heard you, Ron, mention uh, uh, writing. Now, what are some of the particulars? I mean, what are some of the things that you, through your experience and trials and tribulations, and what it is that you basically been through? What are some of the things that you currently write about?
Well, some of those things are overcoming bad examples, and and also about there's stories about my dad where he and I didn't get along, but out of that there came a time when there was redemption. I reconciled with my dad, understood where he was coming from, and later became his caregiver. So there's stories about reconciliation and becoming his caregiver, finding connection through adventure. Now, a lot of times I go into some of the stories I've written. I've written a book I haven't got published yet, um, which is about my hunting experiences. So I bring some of those in, and those are usually stories that relate to the subject matter of outlasting the storm and overcoming bad examples, breaking the change of anger, reality of manipulation. Those are just a few of them that I've written about.
Oh my goodness, I'm excited, and of course, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, in the weeks ahead, we are going to be inviting Ron back to our broadcast network, and we appreciate him, basically accepting the invitation to be a part of our broadcast network family. And of course, we're going to be breaking down some of those particular topics. We're going to be discussing them. We're going to allow the phone lines to be open if you have any cares, concerns, or questions. And we're going to allow Ron to be able to be here to really kind of, answer some of those questions and maybe give you some resources to be guided towards in order to help you overcome, as he said, the reality of manipulation, breaking the chains of anger, overcoming bad examples, and so on. So, in the weeks ahead, we're going to also be letting you know that we're going to have Ron back, and it's basically going to be something that where you personally can outlast your personal storm. You can share this information with
Mm.
all of your followers, your family, your friends. You can, share it on Facebook. You share everything else on Facebook. Share this too.
Yeah.
I mean, it's going to be very, very in detail. We're going to break down in the weeks ahead each particular topic. And Ron, I also want to know now if someone wanted to reach out to you on a more individual basis. I know you mentioned it before, but if someone wanted to reach out to you on a more individual basis and maybe discuss in detail some of the things that you're planning or have done, what's the process to do so? How is it that you can be reached?
Well, if first of all they can go to my website, ronmcalfreshwriter.com, um, and they can reach me that way. But the easiest way would be ron@ronmcalfreshwriter.com. That's my email address, and if they go on there, I'll get that email and I'll respond back to them, and as quickly as I see the email. It
Awesome.
comes not only through that website, but it also comes through my Gmail account, so I usually get it real quick.
All right. Oh my goodness. And of course, I know that you have written and blogged and posted this information on your website. And as you look over the journey at what you have out there up to this very moment, and you look over the past and what it is that you have written about, let me ask you this: what's next? I mean, when you look back over the journey that you've taken up to this point, what's next for you?
I'm sorry, I didn't quite understand what you were saying there.
Well, I know that you have written and you got some very great topics coming up in the very near future, the reality of manipulation and breaking the chains of anger. But when you look back over that process and what you have released out there right now with those particular topics, what's next? I mean, where do you go from here?
Well, I have other topics that follow right up on that. and such things as people in when their children divorce them and will not have anything to do with them. How do you handle that? My son is. I have a son that has done that basically with me and the rest of the family, and it's through prayer and fasting that we will see him come back into the family. There's stories like that. There's also we're going to be dealing with some very sensitive issues. One of those, what happens when you have a child that becomes homosexual and goes against all of the beliefs that you might have. How do you handle that? I may even do some interviews with some that have been in that area and talk with them about it and write that into the
Wow.
into some of my blogs.
Wow.
So that's just a few of the areas, and there's a whole list of probably 10 or 15 from there that deal with all kinds of trauma that families
Yeah.
are going through.
Yeah. And I'm just going to piggyback off of what you have said, and because I know for a fact that there's a lot of people out there that has been through, are currently going through, or maybe even some getting ready to go through a lot of the things that you have mentioned. I personally have already grabbed a hold of many of the things that you've said, and not just from hearing it, but experiencing it. So I'm looking forward to being able to dialogue with you, talk with you, and receive questions and resources and recommendations about how it is that I can overcome some of these challenges and outlast my personal storm. But there's a lot of people out there, and we're going to try to, express the importance of tuning in each week to hear what it is that we break down and discuss. Maybe reach out and share this information with someone that we know are going through something like this. So I'm looking forward to that. And of course, outlast the storm. Ron, I want you to do me a favor. Come back, mention your website and your email once again. Again, we're going to break down the topics in the very near future. And of course, we're going to start preparing ourselves to allow you to come in and answer a lot of the questions and concerns and cares that people may have. So if you don't mind, I want you to come back one more time and just mention your website and your email so people can learn and maybe reach out to you and contact you as well.
Okay, my website is ronmcalfreshwriter.com. Um, and that is Ron, MCELFRESH writer.com. And on Facebook, on Twitter, it's at rmcalfresh12. On Facebook, it's under the title McElfresh dash writer, capital M, capital W. If you don't find it that way, then there's a long link that I sent to you that I don't know whether people can catch that if I try to read it all again or not. Or they can contact me at ron@ronmcalfreshwriter.com.
Awesome.
On Instagram, I'm Ron10 ALD, and let's see what I've forgotten just a moment. It's Ron10 ALD 1964 / and so those are good ways to get a hold of me.
Awesome. Awesome. And of course, I want to let the world know, all our viewers and listeners, and of course, if you have any issues or you want to reach out to Ron and you just don't know how, reach out to GMAP, reach out to me, and I'll be sure to connect the dots and make sure that you have an opportunity to individually connect with Ron and discuss what it is that you have in mind. Ron, I'm looking forward to some of the great things that you have coming up in the future, right here on the GMAP Broadcast Network. Once again, Outlast the Storm, right here on the GMAP Broadcast Network with Ron. And of course, again, healing broken families, breaking the chains of anger, overcoming bad examples, and the reality of manipulation and things of that nature. There's a long list, and I'm sure that many of you can relate. You put yourself in experiences, you face those challenges, and I want you to prepare yourself. Invite others to go ahead and tune in and and prepare yourself to ask questions if necessary. Ron's going to be here each and every week right here on the number one station in the nation, GMAP Broadcast Network, GMAP1.com. Yours truly, Pastor Kevin. I'm doing what I love, and I love what I'm doing. Ron, I just want to take time out to thank you for accepting the invitation and thanking you for basically being willing to share this information with people around the world. I'm looking forward to it. I hope and pray that you're looking forward to it as well. I want you to be sure to continue to be blessed and be a blessing to others. And I want you to make sure you have a fantabulous rest of your afternoon. And I'm just going to look forward and go ahead and prepare myself for what you have to offer in the very near future, okay?
It's been a great time. I appreciate the fact you've invited me. I thank you for that. It's a great opportunity. I love it. And God bless you.
And of course, we are God blessing you too. Once again, Ron is here every week right here, Outlast the Storm. And I want you to share this information. Until next time, peace. God bless you. Take care. Take it easy. If it's good to you, take it twice. I'm yours truly, Pastor Kevin. Got to get back to more continuous music here shortly. But until then, you have a wonderful afternoon. And I'm looking forward to talking with you again soon. You take care, okay?
Yes, and I'm looking forward to it too.
God bless you.
God bless you.